Cool. Awesome. Welcome everybody to how to tone and shape your ideal body. How to lift, basically lifting weights to sculpt a lean body. My name is Reese Margan, okay, of Spiral Up Fitness. Look, I'm just going to give you a quick little backstory on myself so you understand, what I've been through, why I created Spiral Up Fitness, and I guess, why this topic is so important to me and so near and dear to my heart. So, look, my backstory, my health and fitness journey starts about 5-6 years ago now. My my late teens, early 20s, I got heavily addicted to drugs and alcohol, and basically ran my life into the ground. Destroyed my life. And if it wasn't for my mother, saving me, bringing me home, and trying to look after me, who knows where I would have ended up? Homeless for sure. Maybe in jail or even dead. So, gotta love mum for that. But it was me not only destroying my life but destroying my mother's life as well that really made me realize that I was wrecking the one thing I had, the only one thing I had, my body and my life. And it switched my mindset. It made me realize, when I saw my mother cry one too many times, it made me realize this isn't the vision I had for myself. It's not who I want to be. Something needs to change. So look, I found health and fitness and started working on my body, saw changes in my body, felt the changes in my mind, and really felt the positive endorphins that I got from training, and saw that I could actually get a feeling of like contentment from something other than drugs for once in my life. So let's fast forward 3 years. I was in a full-time job. I was away from the drugs and the alcohol for the most part, and I realized I'd turned my own life around, and that's what I wanted to do for others. I wanted to use my unique knowledge and experience to be able to help people experience more health and happiness through health and fitness. So I started studying, qualified, started Spiral Up Fitness. Obviously the name derives from, my downward spiral into drugs and alcohol, but also my spiral back up, and my vision to want to help others spiral back up, out of the rut that they may be in. They may not be at rock bottom like I was, but, we get into ruts in life, and I just want, my vision is to be able to pull people out of that and give them, a feeling of fulfillment and contentment, and be happy in their life, and just add as much value as possible to everybody I come in contact with. So look, Spiral Up Fitness started, and immediately our niche, our specificity of specializing in fat loss came straight out. Female fat loss, because for me, helping a dude lose 10 kilos is great, right? But a dude loses 10 kilos, he's like, man, whatever. But to be able to help a female who's overweight or has 10 kilos to lose 10 kilos, they're like, right, I lost 10 kilos. And it's extremely rewarding. And look, it makes me feel good, makes me feel amazing. And I know it makes our coaches feel amazing as well. So we sort of hit our niche market, and specialized in female fat loss because of how rewarding it is, and the happiness that we get to see from our clients. And strength training is another thing that we specialize in. The combination of lifting weights, lifting heavy weights, and focusing on fat loss. We've become amazing at being able to get really, really awesome results, mind-blowing results for people just by using a couple of simple systems that I'm going to share with you in this webinar. So what you'll get out of today is tonight, I should say, or if you're watching a recording, whenever you're watching it, what I hope and want you to get out of this is the ability to understand how weight training is the most effective way to tone and shape your ideal body. How cardio is beneficial, and it's beneficial sometimes, all right? And, classes and boot camps and all those things, those are beneficial as well. But to really experience the most effective and optimal results, you want to be lifting weights, lifting heavy weights, and progressing, and making sure that you improve your performance over a long period of time. And I hope that, well, I know that by the end of this, I'm going to have explained enough for you to understand how weight training works, how it is the most effective way to train and lose that fat from your body. But not only that, to be able to understand the principles that governs a great weight training program, body weight and weighted, and to be able to write your own, to be able to have a bit more confidence in what exercises you should choose. Now, obviously, I can't help you. I can't help instruct on the exercises from here. You know, if you really want to learn the correct techniques, that's YouTube, Google, personal trainers in person, right? But I can give you the know-how on how to create your own programs and how to understand the components and the real benefits of weight training. So look, let's get into it. All right. So what we're going to cover tonight, okay? Awesome. So the three main components of sculpting, toning, and maintaining that, right, is progressive overload. Okay, this is the most important component. Progressive overload is improving performance, right? Each time you come into the gym, you want to get better, and tracking, all right? The second main component will be strength gain and building muscle. The third thing is how to actually remove that fat, okay? Because that's what's going to create that lean, toned, sculpted, whatever you want to call it, body that we're all after, right? We're going to cover the most beneficial exercises to do, the most bang for your buck, the ones that allow you to burn the most calories, build the most muscle, build the most strength, okay? We're going to cover sets, right? Reps and rest. Now, I know this is a big thing that a lot of people don't understand. How the sets, the amount of sets that you do, how that governs what you get out of the workout. The amount of reps, like do I do 5, do I do 15, do I do 20? We're going to cover exactly how many reps, what component of fitness it trains, everything like that, and how long to rest, right? How long to rest for optimal fat loss, sculpting, toning, and strength gain, muscle gain, right? And how that can be manipulated for different goals, all right? How often to train, the frequency, how often you should train, how many times per week to optimize results and not overtrain but not undertrain also. You're going to get how to put together your own training program, just a very basic outline of how to put together your own training program that will maximize your results. Once you understand the principles, the sets, the reps, the rest, you know, and the exercises behind weight training, then you can put together your own programs. Yeah, you can understand how to put them together and how, as I said before, to manipulate the sets, reps, and rest to get the goals and the outcome that you want. Okay, and some free bonuses for you. All right, I'm going to give away a few free things that I know will add a ton and a heap of value to your life and your health and fitness journey, and to be able to really take you to the next level. Cool. All right, so three main components, right? Progressive overload we'll cover first, strength gaining, building muscle, and basically how to build that fat. Cool. So progressive overload, all right? This is the most important component without a doubt. Without this, you will not achieve optimal results in your training programs. Now, this is something that a whole heap of people forget to do when they are training. Because of course it takes a little bit of extra effort to track your weights. It takes a little bit of extra effort to track how many sets and reps you did and that sort of thing. But think about it like this. I mean, look at the man carrying the cow, right? If he picks up a bigger cow, he's going to have to get bigger eventually to carry that bigger cow. And if he keeps carrying that same size cow, he's going to stay the same, because there's no need for his body to get any bigger or stronger, because the cow's not getting bigger or heavier. If he goes along and he picks up a bigger cow, or a bull, as you can see, and he has to carry that every day, his body is going to realize, oh, wow, you know, I have to get bigger, I have to get stronger, I have to get more athletic, faster, fitter, more explosive, because if I don't, this cow is going to kill me, right? So progressive overload, that is the simple concept of progressive overload. You must progressively overload the stress or stimulus placed upon the body so that the body learns to adapt, recover, achieve more, adapt, recover, achieve more, adapt, recover, achieve more. And when you do this, your results skyrocket. When you increase the amount of weight that you can lift, you increase your body's ability to burn more calories per workout. You increase your body's ability to build more muscle. You increase your strength. It revs the metabolism a whole lot, right? It's like giving your metabolism a boost. Imagine you're burning, 1,500 calories, and then you go and you do some strength training for 6 months. You're going to be burning 500 calories to 1,000 calories more per day, because what you've done is improved performance. Progressive overload, improving performance. Okay, so this is one key principle that 80% of people miss out in their training programs, is not tracking what they're lifting, not tracking how many weights, how many reps, what exercises. If you don't track your reps, your weights, your exercises, how do you know what you did last time? And if you don't know exactly to the T what you did last time, how can you know to push it a little bit harder the next time you come in? And if you don't push it a little bit harder, I tell you right now, your body will not adapt. Your body is an adaptive machine, and it is built to survive. So whatever you throw at it, it will adapt to and overcome. Right now, if you do 5 reps of 50 kilo squats, and you do 5 sets, and you come in next time and you do 5 reps of 50 kilo squats, and you do 5 sets, 5 reps, same thing, your body's going to be like, why should I improve? Why should I add any strength or any muscle? Because it was the same as last time. I know it's going to be the same next time. So there's no need for me to improve, because you're just going to keep giving me the same thing. Now, if you increase that from 5 sets of 50 to 5 sets of 52.5, the body says, oh, it shocks it. And it says, that was harder than last time. Based on statistics, it's going to be harder next time as well. So I better prepare for that and add some strength or muscle, some performance, so that it's not as hard this time as it was last time. And this is basically the principle of progressive overload. So if you look to the image on the right here, you will see a squat barbell, and this is the tracking app that we use for all of our clients, okay, which allows the clients and us to put in the weights that they lifted, and each and every single day track them. Okay, so for example, this is Amit's tracking schedule for his squats. Now you can see 134 days ago, his squats were 5 times 54.5. That should actually probably be 55. 5 times 55, right? Now, it doesn't show us all the way from 100 to 66 because it's just cut out a block. But as you can see, 134 days ago, he was lifting 54.5 kilos. Now, through the principle of progressive overload, over that time, we've gone 55, 57.5, 60, 62.5, 65, 67.5, 70, until you can see 66 days ago, he's lifting 5 by 80, 5 by 85, 59, 85, and then he's moving up to 90, 92.5, 95, 97.5. He's nearly lifting, after 134 days, double the amount of weight what he was lifting 134 days ago. Don't you think that his performance, his ability to burn more calories, to build more muscle, to basically burn more fat is going to be, well, nearly 100% on what it was last time, right? Now, if he had not been tracking, there's no way in hell he would have built that much strength. Now, he's way leaner now because of his body's ability to burn more calories per workout. So he's actually got more muscle mass on his frame, and muscle mass burns more calories per workout also. Now, burning calories obviously leads to fat loss, because we need to burn calories to burn fat, So progressive overload, I cannot stipulate enough that this is the most important principle when it comes to long-term sustainable fat loss. Sure, you can lose fat without doing this, but do you want to lose it and keep it off, or just lose it? So progressive overload improves your performance. It turns you into more of a fat-burning machine, and that's what you're after. That is the key to the results with our clients, but also long-term sustainable sculpting, toning, fat loss. Cool? Awesome. All right, so the most beneficial exercises that you can do are compound lifts. Okay, a compound lift means, so for example, all right, an isolation lift is a bicep curl. If I go like this, okay, all I'm using is the muscles running over my elbow joint. It's a bicep curl. Therefore, it's only using a small amount of muscles. It only enables me to build a little bit of strength and burn a little bit of calories, okay, and build a little bit of muscle. Whereas if I use a shoulder press, cool, or here, right, I'm using the muscles running over my shoulder joint and my elbow joint. Therefore, I'm using more muscles in the movement. Not only that, I have to activate my core, my glutes, and my quads to keep my back from arching when I press overhead, right? So I'm using way more muscles in the movement. Now, it's called a compound lift. When muscles running over multiple joints are used. You've got a squat, bench, deadlift, all of these things, right? When you use compound lifts, you burn more calories per workout because you're using more muscles. Because you're using more muscles, you stimulate more muscle fibers. And when you stimulate more muscle fibers, you enable the body to build more muscle. Obviously, right? You stimulate more muscles, you damage them, more muscles build. But not only that, large movements that use the most amount of muscles obviously you need to be the strongest to do these things like squats and deadlifts. So when you use the most amount of muscles possible, you improve your ability to add weight next time. You gain more strength. So, you know, when you see a lot of and once again, there's no such thing as a spot reduction. You cannot do bicep curls to remove the fat around this area of your arm, or you cannot do crunches to remove the fat around your belly. You're not working the fat, you're working the muscle. So large compound lifts that burn as many calories as possible, build as much strength as possible, and as much muscle as possible per workout are the most effective ways to train. Okay, now, squat, bench, and deadlift. If you're training 3 times a week, these are the most these are the most beneficial movements to use as a starting base. Now, we will cover how to put your program together soon, but this is exactly, for example, a sample program out of our online fitness portal that we use for our clients, okay, to track all of it so that they can see this in their phone on their app. And when they walk into the gym, they're like, what am I training today? And everything's in there, and they can click on it and they can put in their weights and they can watch the little man move and do the exercises and that sort of thing, right? So this is an example training program of a 3-day-a-week program for one of our clients, okay? So you have a squat day, a deadlift day, and a bench press day. Now this is a starting program. This is weeks 1 to 4, okay? So you'll see that not many of the reps are low, and we'll talk about that soon, all right? But we focus on progression in the squat, the bench, and the deadlift. And when we can focus on improving the weight in these 3 exercises, it's really impossible for the body not to adapt, change, and burn fat, build muscle, build strength, when all we're doing is focusing on improving performance in these three major lifts, which will work every single muscle in the body. Okay. Now we obviously add some supplementary exercises in there as well, right? Push-ups, pull-ups, step-ups, seated leg press. You can see that none of these exercises in here are really isolation exercises, one joint, right? They're all movements that work as many muscles as possible or work the muscles over more than one joint. When you do this, our sessions are only half an hour long, but our clients get amazing results because of the way we've packaged our training to make sure that they burn as many calories as possible. Cool. How are we doing for time? Awesome. 20 minutes. Cool. Let's see how long we've got. All right, cool. Awesome. We'll probably go for about 45 minutes, guys. 50 minutes. Cool. So you want to have large compound movements that work as many muscles as possible. Your 3 big ones, squat, deadlift, and bench press, they're called the big 3 in the gym, all right, or with weightlifting. And then other movements around that make sure that we create a balanced physique. We want to work abs, butt, hammies, core, chest, shoulders, back, everything, right? So the most beneficial exercises are those compound lifts, okay? All right. Cool. So, awesome. This is a big one that not a lot of people understand. So how reps, sets, and rest affects training outcomes. So let me explain sets. So a set, or a working set, is comprised of reps. So I do 15 reps of shoulder press. That's one set of 15. If I do 15 reps, rest, 15 reps, rest, 15 reps, that's 3 sets of 15 reps. Okay, so if you look on the left, you can see training sets and repetitions. Now, 4 different training goals there: endurance, hypertrophy. Hypertrophy is building muscle, all right? Strength and power. Now, if you look in the middle, you've got reps, okay? So for endurance, 12 or more. For hypertrophy, 6 to 12. For strength, 6 or fewer. For power, 1 to 2. Now, these will differ everywhere you see them. Power can be 1 to 6. Strength can be 1 to 6 to 8. You know, hypertrophy can be 8 to 15. Endurance can be 15 or more. Okay, they will differ by a few reps depending on where you get the picture from. But ultimately, it comes down to the same thing. Now, endurance. Think of endurance as your body's ability to lift the same amount of weight more times. So for example, if you do jump squats, okay, which are really hard and they burn your legs, and you do 20 reps for 4 sets, cool. You are going to improve your body's ability to do more reps of that exercise in a row without the lactic acid build up and the burn, right? Now you do 20 reps and 4 sets, and you're not improving your body's ability to lift more weight. You're improving your body's ability to lift the same amount of weight more times. So that's endurance, okay? And endurance has a 30 to 60 second rest period. Yeah, 30 to 60. Now that will differ where you see it as well, but around about 30 seconds. So for example, you think of boot camps and that sort of thing. Really, you will get a bit of strength gain as well, but really the main focus is endurance, right? I do a lot of strength training, low reps, and not a lot of boot camp. So if I went to boot camp, even though I'm very strong and cardiovascularly fit, some of the ladies there would outperform me at jump squats because I haven't been working on my body's ability to do the same amount of reps more times, if that makes sense, okay? Hypertrophy, muscle size. So hypertrophy, muscle size, building muscle, 6 to 12 reps, okay, with a 1 to 2 minute rest. What this means is, okay, so let me explain endurance again. So endurance, when you do 12 or more, that lactic acid buildup, it really, really, really burns, right? And you only rest 30 to 60 seconds. It's minimal rest. And then you do those reps again, and minimal rest, and you do those reps again. You don't allow the body enough rest time to be able to lift enough volume, volume being weight, kgs, that sort of thing. So you don't allow the body enough rest time to recover the energy to lift enough volume to build a large amount of muscle. So for example, 6 to 12 reps, your body is not going to, you're not going to feel the burn as much as if you're doing 12 or more, right? But what this means is that you don't fatigue the muscle as much. And when you don't fatigue the muscle as much, you can work better on form, technique, but you can also lift heavier weights and lift more weight. Now, this 6 to 12 range with a 1 to 2 minute rest allows us to feel the burn and allows us to get a good pump and really shred some muscle. And it's that 6 to 12 that has been shown to be ideal for muscle building, okay? Now, strength, 6 or fewer. Strength is your body's ability to lift a maximal amount of weight, basically, right, on a most basic level. So if you are strength training, you'll be doing, so for example, a common theme that we in our programs for our clients is 5 sets of 5 reps with a 2 to 3 minute rest, okay? Now, when you're training strength, because you're lifting 6 or fewer reps, you're lifting a heavier weight. Now, your muscles won't burn at all. You won't feel any lactate or lactic acid buildup, but your body, your central nervous system gets taxed, all right? And when you lift heavy weights, you might be on your 4th rep, okay? Your legs won't be burning in squats, but you're on your 5th rep and you can barely even get up, right? And you get up and it's real, real hard. You need to rest 3 minutes so that your body recovers all of the ATP, which is adenosine triphosphate, which is basically energy. Let's just call it the energy, right? Your body needs to recover for so long to be able to lift that weight again. If you were to try and train strength and do 5 reps and rest 30 seconds and then try and do 5 reps of the same weight again, you wouldn't be able to, right? Hope that makes sense. And then power. Power is the body's ability to lift a weight at speed, right? So for example, you might be training strength at 100 kg squats for 5 reps, okay, having a 3 to 5 minute rest, right? And then power would be, so let's say 100 kg squats is your 5 rep maximum. So you can only do 100 kilos for 5 reps. If you wanted to train your power, you might do, let's say 80 to 100 kilos, okay, for 1 to 2 reps, but you would focus on the explosive upward movement of power, okay? And that's what power is, training the explosiveness, your body's ability to go and really put out the power. And you can see that's got 1 to 2 reps in 3 to 5 working sets. 1 to 2 reps to maintain perfect technique, okay, because it's the perfect technique that will allow you to work the right muscles and at the right speed. If you're lifting for power and you're going fast, but your technique is bad, you can do yourself an injury. So, depending on what your goal is and what you want to achieve, we program everything except for power really into our programs, all right? So from strength to hypertrophy to endurance, we like to keep a good balance of all three. With the squat, the bench, and the deadlift, we work strength because we know that improving the strength in these three movements is basically critical or crucial to being able to improve somebody's performance and get them to burn fat at a higher level and tone and sculpt their body. But then our supplementary exercises, as you will see, these, once you get onto program 2, past week 1 to 4, right, these will drop down to 5 by 5, but these will all stay around 8 to 15, 16. Now, we like to get a good balance of everything because you don't just want to be fit in one area, just strength, right? You want to be able to lift in all areas and create a balanced physique. So that right there is a good guide of, how to train and how many sets and reps to do for your desired outcome that you want to achieve. So maybe you want to be able to jump around a lot, be explosive, do lots of jump squats, do lots of push-ups in a row, that sort of thing. Then you'd work with endurance. You would not take that much rest and you'd work with high reps. Maybe you want to be able to build a little bit of muscle, yeah? So you'd work with hypertrophy, muscle size, and you'd work with 6 to 12 reps so that you can maintain a strict technique, but also feel the burn, but don't fatigue yourself as much as you would with endurance so that you can still lift a good amount of weight to stimulate the muscle. Maybe you want to work with strength. Maybe, you've got lifts where you just want to be able to lift as much weight as possible. So you drop the reps down, but you increase the weight and you take longer rest so that you can lift that same amount of weight more times without getting fatigued. And then say you want to be explosive as hell and really lift a heavy weight as fast as possible, then you'll work with power. 3 to 5 sets, right? 1 to 2 reps. Cool, I hope that makes sense. Makes sense to me. Awesome. How often to train? This is pretty basic, right? If you're a beginner, an absolute beginner, never weightlifted before, 2 to 3 training sessions per week. If you weightlift and you're a complete beginner and you do it correctly, you're going to be sore for a couple of days, and you don't really want to be training more than 3 weight training sessions at the beginning. Okay. Now you can do a couple of cardio sessions if you want, but I still wouldn't train more than 2 to 3 times for the first 3 weeks. Yeah, 3 to 6 weeks. Cool. Intermediate. I would call you an intermediate after doing 8 to 12 weeks. If you do it correctly and if you follow the correct nutrition protocols and all that sort of thing, you can take your training up to 3 to 4 sessions per week. Weight training, okay? Weight training puts a large, what's the word I'm looking for? It taxes the central nervous system, okay? And it's the central nervous system that needs a break. There's no point training too much because you're just going to burn yourself out. But look, that's for another webinar, okay? So advanced, yeah. 12 weeks plus, yeah, maybe, yeah, 12 weeks plus. I mean, you're not advanced if you've done 12 weeks plus, but your body will have adapted to the stimulus that you're placing upon it. We don't take our clients out to 4 or 5 sessions till after 12 weeks plus. 4 sessions, then maybe 5 sessions after 16, 20 weeks, that sort of thing. All right, so how often to train is a general guideline there for weight training to maximize your results for fat loss and not to overstress your body, okay? Because you can overtrain and that will inhibit fat loss. Inhibit fat loss as well, okay? All right, how to put together your own training program to maximize results. So look, this is pretty easy. Like, it doesn't have to be, keep it simple. Like, we keep all of our stuff for our clients so simple. Calorie deficit, lift the basic compound movements and improve your weight. Like, it really is that simple. You don't need to have these programs where you're doing multiple drop sets and all these different exercises and jumping around and all this sort of stuff. Stick to the basics, okay? So choose your desired outcome. What do you want? Do you want strength gain? Or would you rather more muscle gain than strength? Or do you want hypertrophy? Muscle gain is hypertrophy, right? Or do you want endurance? Do you want to be able to go without fatiguing and be a fit machine? Do you want a combination of all of them, right? So decide what you want there first, okay? And that will be able to, you will be able to base your programming around that. How many days should you exercise? Cool. If you're a complete beginner, if you're watching me right now, if you're watching a recording on YouTube and you are a complete beginner, you've never exercised before and I've sent you to this, take your first week, 2 days, yeah? Do a squat day and a bench press day, but do make sure that you at least search YouTube for the correct form. I would honestly, if you're a very beginner, it's worth getting a personal trainer. Just simply to, if you can't afford an ongoing personal trainer, man, pay for 3 sessions and get them to teach you how to squat, bench press, and deadlift correctly. If you've got 3 sessions at Good Life, which is the gym that I work at, if you've got 3 free sessions at any gym, okay, well, they're not free, you got to pay $60 for them at Good Life, right? But I would say, cool, this first session, I literally just want you to teach me how to squat. And then the next session, I just want to know how to deadlift. And then the session after, I just want to know how to bench press. When you've got those 3 down pat, they will allow you to improve with good technique and really get the best results out of what you're doing, all right? So how many days should you exercise depends on your current level of fitness. But if you're a complete beginner, I wouldn't do more than 2 or 3 weight training days. If you're not a complete beginner, then you probably already know some of this stuff, and I'm probably just clarifying it for you, but maybe giving you a bit more choice on what you can do and understanding on how it really does work. Yeah, cool. Choose a dominant compound lift to begin each day with. If you're within your first 8 to 12 weeks, I would just do 3 days of weight training a week. That's all you need to do. Squat day, a bench press day, and a deadlift day. Focus on the progression, yeah, in these 3 movements. Make sure you're tracking your weights, okay? And make sure, and I will talk about the free bonuses later, but I've got a way for you to be able to track your weights. I've got a way for you to be able to quickly and easily between each set put your weights in and make sure that everything is perfectly tracked so that next time you come in, you can see exactly what you lifted last time. Cool. So dominant compound lift, if you're watching me and you've been lifting for 12 weeks plus and you want to start segregating muscle groups, like you want to just do back and biceps, you want to do chest and triceps, you want to do legs, shoulders, then you can choose a dominant compound lift for each day. So maybe your shoulder day starts with a shoulder press. Cool. Maybe your back day starts with either pull-ups, deadlift, bent over row. Your chest day will start with chest press. I would imagine your leg day might start with squats, leg press, something like that. All right. So choose a dominant compound lift to begin each day with. And you definitely want to be using free weights. Okay. I should have covered this a little bit more back up here. Right. You'll notice that we don't use any machines. Machines are not beneficial. Most machines are not going to optimize your fat loss. They are not, because machines take away the stabilizer muscles. Machines take away your body's ability to engage the core and the glutes and the quads. And you can sit here and do this on a machine and waste your time. Whereas if you're doing a push-up, yeah, on an angle, you have to lock your core, your glutes, your quads. Everything's working. Free weights will force your body to burn more calories, build more strength. If you're one of those people that walks around the gym, goes to each machine and does a few steps, you're wasting your time completely. What a waste of time. Get in, learn how to do these exercises. Like you could use this template right here, go and do it for 8 to 12 weeks and get amazing results, as long as you're upping your weight. Cool. But you do need to change up every 4 weeks. So every 4 weeks, your body will adapt very heavily to what you're doing. So you couldn't use this exact program for too long because your body would adapt and the results would slow down. So every 4 weeks, we change up our clients' programs so that their bodies have to adapt to something new, right? We give them, not only do we give them a heavier cow, we give them a different breed of cow. Yeah, we give them one with sharp hooves that they have to maneuver around next time, and then next time we give them one with really long teeth that keep snapping at them, for example, right? So that each time we increase the weight of the cow, we also increase the what's the word I can use, the components or the makeup of the cow that makes it harder to carry, right? So that the body's forever guessing. And you're always throwing new shit at it. Oh, just dropped my first S-bomb. There you go. I actually swear all over my Facebook Live videos and that sort of thing, but this one's recorded, so I thought I'd leave the swear words out. Cool. Choose 3 to 5 other supplementary exercises depending on your fitness level. So squat day. Yeah, awesome. I'm going to do squats. What else? If I'm going to do a full body workout, I want to make sure I work most of the body. I'm going to do squats. I want to work my back. So I'm going to do some pull-ups or assisted pull-ups or inverted rows, TRX rows. I want to work my chest, so I might do some push-ups. I want to work my shoulders, so I'm going to do some overhead press, and I also that will do. I'll leave it on that. It's called my deadlift day. Well, I'm working my back on my main lift, and my legs. I want to make sure that I get my shoulders, but also the front of my legs and maybe my calves. Maybe I want to work my calves. Any of you that know me know I don't work my calves. But you want to choose supplementary exercises that complement the whole body and create a balanced physique. There's no point having a posterior dominant body because you're going to be leant over and all the muscles in the front are going to pull this over. Everything needs to be balanced so that you have a balanced physique, right? And determine your reps, sets, and rest periods. So once you've chosen your exercises, probably before you've chosen your exercises, I would determine what you're going to do with your rest, set your rest, your reps, and your sets. So, if your goal is endurance, then your squat is going to be 4 sets of 20 reps with 30 seconds rest because you want to improve your body's ability to lift more of that weight faster, right? If your goal is hypertrophy, then your deadlift will be 3 to 5 sets, depending on where you're at a fitness level, right? You wouldn't do 3 to 5 sets if you're a beginner. Yeah, you could do, as long as we'll leave that for another time. It's too technical to get in right now. I'm just giving you the basics. If you want to improve your muscle growth, cool, on your back, cool. Your deadlift is going to be 6 to 12 reps, yeah, and you're going to do 3 sets with 1 to 2 minutes rest in between. But if you want to improve your strength, your maximal strength, your body's ability to pick that weight up off the ground and put it down as much as possible, as heavy as possible, then you'll do less reps, right? And you'll rest longer so that you can do those heavy reps again. Cool. So determine what you want your program what you want the overall outcome of the program to be. Does it want to be strength gain in certain movements with a bit of endurance and some explosive jumping around movements, so that you not only improve your strength, but you also improve your body's ability to do more reps of certain exercises? So that's what you want to determine first. Number 1. 2, how many days? Cool. I'm going to improve my strength on my squat, my bench, my deadlift. My other exercises, however, I want to be very high reps because I want to be strong, but I want to be able to push out a lot of reps and I want to be fit and fast. Yeah. So I'm going to squat, bench, and deadlift 3 days. Cool. I'm going to lift 5 reps for 5 sets on my squat, bench, and deadlift. But I'm going to chuck in push-ups at 20 reps. I'm going to chuck in jump squats at 20 reps. I'm going to chuck in shoulder press at 20 reps. I'm going to chuck in jumping lunges at 30 reps with minimal rest, right? So deciding at the beginning what your outcome to be will help you a lot. Supplementary. Cool. That's that. Boom. Hope that makes sense. We're going to do a Q&A at the end after I stop the recording. So if you want to stick around, you can ask me questions in the chat box, wherever it may be, and I'll answer your questions. Cool. How to remove that fat. Now, I've got a whole complete webinar, just like this one I'm doing right now, on how to remove that fat. It's the exact system. Like I've just given you an exact system there to follow. It's even more fine-tuned than an exact system, okay, than this exact system. It's called the Perfect and Simple Fat Loss system. You can YouTube it, okay? If you're watching this on YouTube, you can probably actually see it right next to you there if you look in my other webinars. The Perfect and Simple Fat Loss system will teach you how fat loss works in the body. It will teach you how to calculate how many calories you need per day. It will teach you how to write up your own meal plans based upon how many calories per day. And it will teach you how to create a calorie deficit that promotes long-term sustainable fat loss. This webinar, coupled with that webinar, they're going to have a baby, and it's going to have a 6 and 8 pack, a 10 pack, right? Because those two together are the two principles that will create an amazing body for you. And all you need to do is follow those systems and sculpt and tone the out of yourself. Cool? Awesome. Weight training maintains and builds muscle. More muscle equals, you know, more fat loss, really. So I don't mean, ladies, I don't mean muscle, just denser muscle, you know, maybe a bigger booty, maybe some more shapely quads, maybe a little bit more shoulders, that sort of thing. And more muscle will allow you to burn more fat, okay? That's the key there. Cool. All right, free bonuses. Awesome. We're nearly done, guys. A couple minutes. Look at that. 2 minutes off. Spot on. Okay, so access to the application I spoke about in this webinar. Let's see. It's awesome doing this video. You guys will be able to see it. So, get an app on your phone. It's called Spiral Up Fitness. Cool, which is my company, of course, right? It looks like this. Ooh, you can maybe barely see that. If I go in, I click on calendar, okay? I can see my whole workout program in there. Where is it? Cool. It might be backwards for you, but it makes sense, right? And if I go in, you can see bench, squat, bent over row. They're all 5 by 5, right? I'm really working on my strength. Cool. I can click on this. Cool. I can see 60 seconds between each set. Cool. No, well, it's not actually. It's 2 minutes, but there we go. 3 minutes. Cool. I click on the guy. Oh, he shows me how to do a squat. Ah, awesome. Cool. And I can click on here and put in my weight, how much I lifted and how many reps I lifted. Every single one of our clients gets this on their phone, and even if they're only doing 1 PT session a week, they come in with this on their phone and they can follow the program. The program is there, optimized for their fat loss, for their strength gain. They get to put in their sets, their reps, their weight, track it perfectly. This is why we get such amazing results for our clients. So I'm offering the first 5 people to PM me. Whatever. I'm offering this to you guys for free, all right? Private message me on Facebook, Reese Margan, say, I want that damn system that's going to get me some results, all right? And I will give that to you. I will give that to you for free. And you can, because I just absolutely love adding as much value as possible to people's lives, I will give you that, and you can write up programs on that. You can write your own programs on that and follow them on the app and get some amazing results. I'm happy to give that to you guys for free. Cool. Free ebook to outline the whole nutrition system. If you don't want to watch the video, if you don't really like videos, well, you wouldn't be watching me now, but whatever. The free ebook basically outlines the fat loss system as well as the video, okay? And 2 free online body transformation coaching sessions. We have an online body transformation coaching, what's the word I'm looking for? Program, right? That is getting some amazing results. I know some of you watching right now are from our online program, and man, some of you are absolutely killing it, right? The results we see in 2 to 4 weeks is mind blowing. So I'm going to give just to the first 2 people to private message me. If you're watching a recording, hard luck, right? But if you're on right now, 2 free people, 2 people who PM me, the first 2 to PM me with just say yes please, all right? I will give you 2 free coaching sessions so that we can map out a plan for you, so that we can make sure that we have the next 6 months planned and mapped out. You can ask me any questions that you want, and we will get you sorted and get you going. Boom, done. That right there is a very, very succinct description of exactly how to train to tone and sculpt your body. All right, we're going to do a Q&A after this, but for the purpose of this recording, thank you all so much for watching. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Feel free to add me on Facebook, all right? Reese Margan, how it's spelt right there. Add me. I'm an approachable guy. Ask me any questions that you like. I'll be happy to help. I truly live my life to add as much value as possible to everybody that I come in contact with. So, look, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got a lot of value out of that, and I will be endeavoring to do a lot of these in the future as well. I always do. We'll have another one coming up in a couple of weeks. So stay on my channel and basically keep pushing on, and follow this system. Couple it with the perfect and simple fat loss system that you can probably see over here next to you. Put those two together and watch the amazing results that you get. Cool. Reese Margan, Spiral Up Fitness. I hope everybody has an amazing evening, day, morning, whatever you may be doing right now. Cool.